All right, welcome to the Liquidity events. We're your hosts, Shane and
AJ.
I didn't do last names this time because you roasted me last week about last names. This is episode number 10. We're recording on September 29th, 2021. That's a Wednesday. We record these on Wednesdays.
Last day before the end of the quarter.
You don't have to look at your calendar, dear listener. It's a Wednesday today. This week, we've got all kinds of cool stuff. We have too much stuff. We might have to split it into 2 episodes or go a little long. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear.
Well, fuck it. We'll do it live, baby. We have a stock market sell-off, or is it? We've got Robinhood on campus. It's not pizza or credit cards, y'all. It is Robinhood. New York renters are facing a 70% increase in rent. The cost of insuring homes on the water. Those of you with real estate aspirations, waterfront water aspirations, you're going to want to watch this one. Speaking of water, Eminem's opening a restaurant called Mom's Spaghetti. I think we just covered the whole article there.
That was the episode. Thanks so much for listening. This has been a Liquidity event. I'm AJ. Save a little bit.
That's enough fire content for 1 week.
Keep them wanting more.
We'll see you next Wednesday.
Shane, what are you reading right now?
Oh my God, don't do me like this. I'm reading this book, The Courage to Be Disliked.
Still?
Listen to this. We already covered this?
No.
Oh, I have to read it.
I'm saying still
was I reading
because...
this in a prior episode?
No, not in a prior episode.
Yeah.
I'm just saying still because our business coach asked us to read this book and both of us are like, I can't read this stupid book. So Angie, if you're listening, we're not reading your dumb book. Sorry.
Help me, Angie. Just tell me just give me the Cliff's Notes, Angie. I can't handle this youth talking to the philosopher for another 200 pages.
Yeah. Any business book that's like a fable, I'm out. I'm 1,000% out. Not interested.
Well, I'm in, unfortunately. And if I can't, it's just too easy to listen to a podcast or do literally anything else. So yeah, I'm still reading. What are you reading?
Speaking of which, I'm not actually reading the book that I'm reading. I'm
cheater.
Listening to the podcast by the author. It's called The Psychopath Epidemic by Peter Riley. He's an Australian academic, has a very soothing voice. Haven't read his book, but I have been listening to his podcast where he interviews other academics basically about psychopaths, but his thesis is that we need to be better at identifying psychopathic tendencies because he believes that there's a lot of psychopaths in positions of power at private companies, public companies, in the military, in government. We've seen evidence of that over the past, during the last presidency. And his thesis is like, hey, we need to test for this and we need to get these people out of power because they're destroying our world. And the only way to fix the world is to get psychopaths out of positions of power. So really interesting stuff. Listen to the first episode. Yeah, wherever podcasts are sold.
All right. Okay. So you're reading a podcast.
I'm reading a podcast.
All right. What are you drinking today?
I am drinking it's called Zumai. It's a French natural wine. It's got a cool label for those of you on the video pod.
You brought that bottle into the video so fast, I thought you were smashing the screen with it. Oh, that looks delicious.
Ooh,
I told listeners,
grapey.
Is it natural?
It is natural.
Your
I only
fave.
drink natural wine.
Yeah. Are you going to ask me what I'm drinking?
Oh, what are you drinking?
I'm glad you asked. I said on a prior episode I was going to feature Grimm's, the best brewery
I like that art.
NYC. Yeah, their artwork is on point. And this is a Pina Pop beer. It's got pineapple in it. It's a sour, but it's delicious. The Budweiser drinkers are going to roll their eyes.
I love Budweiser.
Oh, why don't you drink Budweiser, man? Why don't you just drink Budweiser? There's a time and a place for fucking Budweisers. And if you only sample the same flavor of a beer your entire life, come on, man. Yeah. Get over yourself.
I hear that. What are you doing for fun?
I scared myself to death over the weekend on a sailboat. We went essentially 90 degrees almost into the water a couple times.
That's cool. It's funny because my doing for fun thing was going to be similar.
What was it?
It was going to be being on a boat with you and feeling like I was scared to death and watching you and being like, he looks pretty chill, so I think we're not going to die. But I felt, I didn't think I was going to die. I was past my comfort level, being that it was hot and sunny and I was a few beers deep. I wasn't prepared for dangerous going over wakes of the East River Ferry in a sailboat. But
well, that is one of the jobs of the captain, is to not look distressed, even when you should. For both of an actual boat and for a company.
And for a flight attendants have to be
Right.
are
Yep.
highly trained and have high emotional intelligence to be able to make the passengers feel okay.
Right. I wasn't stressed out with you. I was actually stressed out the next day,
Yeah.
though. It was borderline. We called it a day.
Yeah. Reel it in, boys.
Yeah. All right. Enough silliness. What's happening in IPO land?
Ooh, I
this
got
week?
2 for you. First one is called First Watch Restaurant Group, which I had never heard of.
Oh, right.
They're a breakfast and lunch only dining restaurant.
What do they think? They're better than the dinner people?
Dinner sucks.
Is this like a morning person restaurant?
Yeah,
And
it
they're
is.
just dunking on
As a
night
morning
owls?
person,
Oh my God, this is real. I'm more of a Denny's nighttime guy.
all right, but are you ready for this is my what's that movie where he's like writing all the things, like the math equations and like piecing everything together?
Beautiful Mind?
Yeah, Beautiful Mind. And then they make fun of it on It's Always Sunny. Anyway, this is me. Are you?
Oh, you're
ready
talking
for
about
this?
Charlie Day when he has
Yes.
the conspiracy
The
going on?
conspiracy
Right.
theory. Okay, so this is not a conspiracy theory, but here I'm going to tie the recent success of IPOs to the COVID pandemic. So First Watch Restaurant Group, never heard of them. Why are they going public? They've seen a massive increase in sales through this app that they have for the restaurant, so you can order ahead, pick up food. You know, they're like a come and stay and enjoy your coffee and have breakfast kind of restaurant. Pandemic starts, that business basically evaporates completely. They pivot. They're able to get this super awesome fast app. And I was like, there's another company that went public earlier this year that builds restaurant apps for big companies like Pizza Hut and Popeyes. And sure enough, that company, which is called Olo, O-L-O, who went public in January, February, early in 2021, Olo built the First Watch restaurant app. So Olo had a super successful IPO in Q1. Now First Watch, aided by their awesomely fast and effective Olo app, has, well, we don't know if it's successful yet, it's going public this week, files to go public. So a great example of a company pivoting during a very difficult time and relying on someone else's technology to propel their business forward. So good job, Olo. Good job, First Watch Restaurant Group. I wonder how their bacon, egg, and cheese is as compared to the guy with the cart down the street from me, which is the best bacon, egg, and cheese.
There's nothing better than the guy with the
Yeah,
cart
that's true.
down the
That's
street
true.
from you, first of all. Panera Bread's up 33% over the last year as well. Surely a competitor with First Watch.
Surely.
And definitely a competitor for my heart.
For sure. I love Panera. You know why I love Panera? They have like different flavors of iced teas. They really take iced tea seriously.
Panera is to McDonald's what Target is to Walmart. Am I right? Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hot take.
Ooh, I like it.
You like that?
Speaking of hot takes,
Yeah. Speaking of hot food
Hot-
and
hot
hot
food.
takes.
WeWork is going public again. I'm having deja vu here.
What is going on here?
We don't need to spend too much time talking about this, but apparently, our listeners may or may not know, WeWork had a failed IPO. It was 2 years ago. That was 2019. Yeah, September of 2019. Basically overstated their growth. Financials were mostly lies, and it was called out at the last minute after they had made them public, and then withdrew their IPO. They've obviously lost
Community adjusted EBITDA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Are we a real estate company? Are we a tech company? No, you're just never. Anyways.
Now they're a SPAC company.
Now they're a SPAC. So they're going public via SPAC, scheduled for October, third week of October. So we'll see if this actually happens. But yeah, updated financials, lost, I think, over $1 billion last year. Profits down a little more than 15% than they thought. So we'll see what happens. Brooklyn
Good for her.
FI was born in a WeWork.
Born in a WeWork. Well, technically born in a bar, but Matuid.
Toddlers totting around in a WeWork.
Okay, cool. You want to get into articles? We got general market update and investing. You've got this item here on the market sell-off in general. There's been the Evergrande Chinese real estate company, the financial media is just having a heyday with
Yeah.
this
I
rolling
hate
around.
Yeah, I mean, basically for the past 10 years, we've been seeing articles like this. Every time there's a slight correction, like markets down 1%, 2% in one day, titles like, was Monday's sell-off indicative of the big stock market correction that Wall Street has been calling for? It's like, no, it was not. If you're investing for the long term and you've got a diversified portfolio, you can tune out this noise. But how upsetting if you're, a regular old investor and you see words like sell-off, crash, tumble, like you think the world's gonna end. You would think based on this headline that the stock market fell 40%, when in fact it fell, the headline is a tumbling 1.7%, right? Like, what? Like, imagine
The value of your house has tumbled.
Exactly.
How much is that? 30%? 50%?
Yeah.
1.7.
Yes.
Why are you using decibels? When you're if it's tumble, don't use decibels.
Yeah, a stock market tumble is 20%, right? Anyway, yeah, huge crash. What's that?
I saw an article about how the word taper has been used dramatically more often in financial headlines. Tapering, the big tapering, the mass tapering,
the tapering off.
It's a it's a buzzword of the day when it comes to. I'm literally asking. We'll have to do.
I don't know. Is that a taper an animal?
I think that is a tapir.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, they haven't created a Pokemon for that yet, so we're not familiar.
AJ, friend to all animals.
AJ, lover of insects and the outdoors.
Yes, exactly. Nat. All right, let's get into. Yeah, so all I wanted to say about that article was like, please ignore the headlines. Like, come on, where your net worth is not tumbling; it may be slightly down. Don't worry about it.
I mean, none of our clients have even mentioned any of this to us, but it's just fun to see the financial headlines just go crazy over a Chinese company.
Bananas, yeah, bananar.
Our clients need a tumble. They really do, in order to purchase stocks at discounted prices instead of them being the most expensive that they've ever been in the history of markets. A new all-time high is not good for someone that's investing in their 401k in their late 20s and mid 30s and early 40s.
Yeah, but those new all-time highs, based on the almost century history of the stock market, like all-time highs are great, and all-time highs happen because typically the market's going up and to the right. Our economy is expanding. We're adding new companies. Like, just chill. Don't read Barron's, please. Please, for the love of God.
First of all, I do remember a client coming to us one time and saying, like, I've been reading Barron's, so I'm clued in. I'm like, bro.
No offense to Barron's.
Negative.
Great institutional paper, but yeah, generally pretty fear-mongery with the headlines. Pretty old school investing.
Yeah. What else we have here? Speaking of stock picking, Robinhood hits campus where credit card companies fear to tread.
Oh my God. I'm so angry. Like,
what? You don't like Vlad?
No,
He's got luscious hair. It's what it takes to be a CEO these days, obviously.
I would say the co-CEOs of Brooklyn FI have the most hair of any CEO ever, I would dare to say.
Yeah. It is a leading indicator of investment performance is length of hair. Absolutely.
Yeah. We're not allowed to talk about the performance of our stock portfolios because of regulations, but happy to talk about the performance and growth of our hair. I'm at about 2 inches a year, at least.
Oh, is that it?
No.
What?
Is that
I've never
not
thought
a lot?
about that. I mean, I've been growing my hair since 2017, and it was at my scalp almost.
Maybe it's more
and
like
now
4
it's
or
like
5.
3 feet long.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, we've had haircuts.
So let me do some quick math.
Yeah, you get haircuts though.
I've not had a haircut.
Yes, you have.
You get
a
haircuts.
haircut. All right, this is boring.
I have not had a haircut.
I'm bored by this conversation.
All right, New York renters
No.
faces
Robinhood.
70%.
Wait, we didn't finish Robinhood. Robinhood is coming to campuses. Robinhood, credit card companies came to campuses and were like, hey, 18-year-old kid who's never had their own money before, we'll give you
taking advantage
a free Frisbee if you sign up for this credit card. You can just buy whatever you want. And kids just like not understanding the way credit works because the American.
I did that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I guess I did
I got
too.
a free pizza.
You got a free pizza? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a story in my family of someone who racked up $20,000 in credit card debt because they just didn't know. And it's like, yeah, you're a freshman in college. All you want to do is like drink beer and maybe like go to some classes and like meet new people. Like, yeah, hell yeah. I got this round. No problem. My new shiny credit card. Robinhood, same thing. Remember, Robinhood, the company where a teenager logged into their balance, saw that they had, negative $500,000 and killed themselves because of the financial impact. Like, this is not a company that I'm excited to be exposed to 18-year-olds on college campuses. I don't think they have good governance. I think they're just pushing product, trying to grow really fast, and they don't have support and leadership to roll this out. All for investing and teaching kids how to invest responsibly. Don't think Robinhood is the company to do it on college campuses.
Move fast and break lives. That's the saying in Silicon Valley. All right. So New York renters.
That's the psychopath thing. Back to the beginning.
Here we are.
Psychopathic leaders. Not good for the world. All right. I've been hogging the air. Talk about flood insurance.
Finally.
You've been waiting for this for 2 weeks.
Oh my God. No, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I didn't know about this subsidy, but apparently, there's a New York Times article here about the cost of insuring expensive waterfront homes is about to skyrocket. I mean, our clients are obsessed with real estate. Everyone's kind of obsessed with real estate, except for you and I. And, well, you are a little bit, but...
to be clear, I'm obsessed with a very specific type of real estate, which is mid-century modern homes built between 1955 and 1965 in Palm Springs. All other real estate is irrelevant to me.
Okay, so here we go. Anyway, so there's an article here about, the beautiful waterfront homes. You always go to the beach. We've all been to the beach many times. Let me speak for everyone listening to this. We've all been to the beach many times. I remember my first time going to the beach.
Were you 27?
Yeah. Anyway, all those homes, you never see anyone like on those balconies, on those, there's never anyone in them. And it's just like an interesting economic thing to me, like how much do those homes cost? We all dream about those homes. And like, you find out like, you don't ever see people there enjoying them for whatever reason. But like this article is about some of the economics of those homes. And apparently, flood insurance is supposed to be expensive. I love subsidies. Like they're kind of tax related, and it's like where our spending goes in the economy. And like we all have to raise money to pay for these subsidies via taxes. And apparently there are flood insurance subsidies that have been built into flood insurance programs. So whenever people that own those homes buy flood insurance, they don't pay the full price. So this year, the federal government has decided that they're no longer going to provide as much subsidy. So the price of flood insurance is about to skyrocket. So if anyone listening to this knows somebody that has a home or second home, third home, whatever, close to the beach, close to the water, why would flood insurance policies be going up, AJ?
Because with insurance, we have like a pool of risk, and basically what's
No. Climate
Oh.
change is the answer.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
no, don't nerd out about financial planning. No, it's because there's 14 hurricanes a month now.
Right.
Because the ocean is flaming hot.
Man, I got it wrong.
It's only going to get hotter. Wrong. That was
I wanted
literally
to
the
explain
second
the
question
concept
on Who Wants
of
to Be a
risk.
Millionaire.
But like, all right, yes, climate change is happening. These floods are happening more. If you want to do a deep dive on this, there's actually a great Planet Money episode called Flood Money. And it's about this program. And it's about these people who are like, yeah, my house floods literally every year because there's a massive hurricane at the end of August. And then the government, that pool, that slush pile of insurance money pays for me to rebuild my house. And then it floods again. Like, how exhausting that your stuff all gets ruined every year and you have to rebuild your house. Like, I don't understand that.
Have you ever gotten an insurance check?
I have. Yeah, I have.
Was it for like $20,000?
No, it was not
Yeah,
for $20,000.
I have. Yeah.
So that's why. That's because I haven't experienced it.
You get that first insurance check for 5 figures. That's a rush,
That's a
baby.
rush.
You just rebuild.
Keep
Just
going back for more.
Yeah. Just buy some IKEA furniture and wait for the next big one.
Oh my god. Speaking of buying
speaking of
IKEA
IKEA.
furniture.
Rents are going up in New York, baby. which I believe is going to be indicative of just the urban environment across America. There's an article here from Bloomberg about how New York renters are facing a 70% increase as pandemic discounts, which is a term they made up. It's not a real thing. Pandemic discounts expire. Everyone moved to the country in March or April.
This headline is misleading. New York rents are not going up 70%. Some people have experienced 70% increases in their rent personally. Like, this is not a statistic where rents went up 70%, right? That would be so insane.
Are you challenging the journalistic integrity of Bloomberg?
No, I'm challenging the person who thought this headline was okay and didn't read the article.
Yeah, so you didn't read the article is what you're telling me.
But is that the statistics? Rents across the board went up 70%?
Let me pull it up. I didn't know I was going to have my podcast integrity challenged by my co-host here. There's charts in here. Yeah, in this article.
A landlord jacked up rent 70%, which is horrible. That sucks. But also that landlord probably had a bunch of people not paying rent for years. So they're going, or, a year and a half. So they're going, I need to make up for that cash flow in my business to feed my family. So rents are going up, folks.
Yeah, I mean, they're going back to market rates. So, yeah. Well, what do we have here? Brooklyn, Manhattan. The average cost of an apartment from 2010 all the way up to 2021. Yeah, I think they dipped so much that they're going back up 70%. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, whatever. Rents are going up in the cities. That's the point of the article. This isn't Planet Money. We don't have a research team that sets up all that.
What do you mean? You're looking at it. Hey.
Rents are going up. And so a lot of these people are going to end up having to move out. New York has, if you're not in a rent stabilized apartment like me, then landlords can do this to you. They can say market rate is, you were paying $1,500 and now you're paying $2,500. Deal with it. I love the photo of the dude. That's definitely never mind. I'm not gonna roast this guy, but he probably wears Allbirds. Is all I'll say. We have the next article here is that Eminem is actually opening a restaurant called Mom's Spaghetti.
Oh my God.
Thank you for putting this in here. It was a trivia question last night.
Really?
And I got it right.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Can you do the whole lose yourself rap right now? Because I can.
Can you? What do you mean?
That's my karaoke. That's one of my karaoke songs. Is Lose Yourself.
Lose Yourself?
Yeah. I'm not going to do it.
Your arms heavy?
I'm not going to do it right now.
You're not going to do it right now? Is that a bonus episode?
That's a bonus. That's coming out on Friday. It's just me rapping Lose Yourself.
Please.
Time's up over blow.
Oh my God. Just don't know.
Okay, so let's snap back to reality for a second.
Thank you. I get it, but please.
That was good, right? All right, so
it's a good segue. I'll give you that one. Yeah.
But I want to talk more about Mom's Spaghetti, the restaurant that's opening in Detroit. I personally have never been to Detroit, so I have been planning to visit some friends there, and now my friends are cool or whatever, but I'm gonna go and eat at Mom's Spaghetti.
Oh, now you'll go?
Yeah. A theme really restaurant. Close. I will move heaven and earth to get to a theme restaurant.
The only reason you're going is for Delta status, and I know this. You're vying for platinum. You're squeezing in the miles before the year's over. AJ's like, let's go to Austin.
What are you doing for New Year's Eve? I don't know. Flying to Japan, perhaps, and back.
Okay. All right. What is this? Ozzy CEO has a super bizarre phone call?
Oh, my God. Yeah, this story is wild.
New York Times article about a COO?
Yeah, this company, Ozzy, they're a media company. Lots of hired a bunch of journalists, and they do articles, podcasts. They've got a YouTube talk show with the CEO who's got this great track record. But the bizarre part of the story is, so the CEO is on a phone call with some investors at Goldman Sachs, and they're like, oh, and now we're going to be joined by an executive at YouTube who's going to talk positively about the impact that Ozzy's had and yada, yada, yada. And then the Goldman Sachs guys are like, hey, this voice sounds really weird. And it turns out that it was actually the COO of Ozzy impersonating this YouTube executive to make the company's numbers sound better on this investor call, which is super weird. And the FBI is now investigating it as, what do we always get caught for? What's the thing that is
wire fraud?
It's always wire fraud.
Why is it wire fraud?
I have no idea.
What is wire fraud? What is a wire?
I don't know. A wire could be anything. Clearly, in this case, it's the telephone wire through the conference call. Yeah, and apparently it was excused him, apologized. He was in not a good mental place. Like, everyone should get the help they need.
Okay, Goldman Sachs is here. We need our company that's heading towards IPO to look good. So they tell Goldman, we've got the COO of YouTube or somebody from YouTube on the line to talk about how great Ozzy is. And it is the COO of Ozzy faking a voice.
Correct.
Like
pretending to be this person.
Scooby-Doo style.
Yes.
Through.
Yes. So if you were like, oh, and our British head of, our biggest British investor joins us live, and I would get on and be like,
please tell me it was a fake British accent.
No, it wasn't, but I was about to do one, which is like, oh yes, Brooklyn FI has yeah, that's what it would be like. And apparently it was so fake and digitized that they were like, what the hell is going on? Super bizarre.
Wow. Yeah. Well, for any kids wondering what it takes to be a COO of a company, apparently ventriloquism is on the list.
Indeed.
What was that? Was the CEO or the COO of Pets.com said it doesn't take very much intelligence to run a successful business. That was my favorite quote ever. He dunked on Pets.com so hard.
Oh my God.
It's also a dunk on us. It's not very hard to run a successful business. All right.
It is hard, man.
It is hard. In Taxland, I just have one article for this week. The company Intuit, who owns TurboTax, Credit Karma, Mint.com.
And now MailChimp.
Is raising prices on all their clients, on all their customers, because margins are low, except that they also just spent $500 million or a lot of money, $500 million to purchase the LA Clippers stadium for a 10-year deal. And they're going to name it the Intuit Dome.
So it's the Tax Dome.
The Intuit Dome, aka the Tax Dome. Shout out to the Tax Dome, our favorite CRM.
Yes, shout out to actual Tax Dome. Oh, I wonder if Tax Dome, the CRM, could sue Intuit's Tax Dome for trademark infringement.
Well, maybe they didn't name it the Tax Dome because of the Tax Dome. I don't know. That's a Williamsburg-based company. We got to reach out to them. Okay, no-brainers. What do you got this week?
Oh, I got a good one. So during the pandemic, I spent some time traveling home, being with my family in Los Angeles, and I brought my huge, giant dual monitors that I need to do my work. And it was like a nightmare. If I moved around, I'd repackage them. You actually did a bunch of research and you found these portable monitors. They're 14 inches, so they're not as big as my big ass, 24-inch ones, but they're portable and they work instantly. So I got these two little, what are they? They're Think Vision, I think is the brand. Monitors. They cost about $250 each. So I got two of them, and
they're cheaper than the big ones.
Cheaper than the big ones, and literally, I mean, it's like a notepad. So you can have your backpack, just with a backpack, you could travel with your whole work from home setup. So highly recommend those monitors. I'll drop a link in the show notes. Game changer if you're moving around while you're doing your work. What's your no-brainer?
Yeah, they weigh 1 pound as opposed to 25-pound Dell monitors that we were rocking before.
Yeah, I mean, I was basically shipping. Yeah, I was shipping a refrigerator box with me wherever I went.
My no-brainer of the week is something especially dear to my heart that we've spoken on the podcast once before. This one goes out to you, iRobot's #1 branded product, the Roomba. Has been cleaning up the CEO of Brooklyn FI's hair for the past 2 years. There was a time before the Roomba that I would like to forget, but I can't in my life. Shout out to you, little Roomba. All right. That's it for the Liquidity event this week. You can email us at liquidityevent@brooklynfi.com. You can email us questions that we will answer live on the air. You can also leave us a voicemail and we'll play it on the air. You can do that at podinbox.com/liquidityevent. You can find the show notes for episode 10 at brooklynfi.com/episode 10. And BKFI stands, that goes out to Eminem, Mom Spaghetti, True Stands. Hey, that was you. Can leave us a review if they want to be weird about it and everything. And that's it. AJ, you got anything else for the folks, the stands in the audience?
Thanks so much, Matt, for chopping us up and making us sound good. Shout out to you. And with that, let's snap back to reality. Thanks for listening.
Oh, my God.
Peace out.
Boom.